Hello, welcome. So today we're going to be taking a little look at Am I Overreacting? And am I overreacting for sitting in my room in the middle of the day with the curtains closed, candles on, so I can pretend that I am in the old times, in a little vampire's castle, because the world is burning, AI is taking over, it's making me very depressed, very anxious, and I do not like that we have to subscribe for everything we need to live. Yes. Maybe I'm having a little meltdown today. I've got therapy soon though, so yay! So yeah, if that sounds like something you'd be interested in dissociating with me on today, then please do stick around and enjoy. And don't forget to like and subscribe, please. Thank you! I'm just now having the realization that anybody who is new to the channel is probably thinking, who the hell is this unhinged weirdo? I promise I'm semi-normal. I can't even lie to your face like that. It's just not true. I am abnormal. I like to think in good ways. I'll let you be the judge if you're new. Okay, first post before we ramble for too long. Am I overreacting? My mum is kicking me out for her new boyfriend. I just turned 18. So, I'm 18 years old, and today was probably the worst day of my life. I got this text from my mum about this guy she's been dating recently. It's some new dude who's in town. I've only met him once, and he seemed okay, but I didn't really know him. I don't know much about him at all. They've been dating for a couple of months now, and I guess he wants to move in. I got this text while I was out just walking around. I post here sometimes, so I'm using a new alt account so I don't accidentally dox myself. But yeah, I don't know what to do. I'm sitting here crying like a baby. I feel like my life is done. So, grey text messages are from the mother and green are the OP. And that's because he loves me. I don't want to harp on the same point anymore. I deserve love. After being alone raising you for 18 years. You decided to have a kid, but okay. It's time for you to leave. He's moving in. We want a blank slate. It's not anything other than it's time. I'm sorry. What? You want a blank slate? Why did you have kids? Because you realize when you reproduce, they are connected to you for life. For life. I mean, unless you're a crap parent like this, and then you're probably going to get yourself no contacted. So, You can get a job now. You have permission. What, wait? So the OP doesn't even have a job, and this mother is expecting them to move out? With what money? Be free. I will watch from afar, but when you're living the high life in your mansion, you'll appreciate this moment. No arguments, okay? What a piece of shit. Oh my God. My kids can live with me as long as they want, as long as they help out around the house. I don't care. What am I going to do with those 2 other rooms? I mean, I could have a library and a cat room. No. Kids first. You're abandoning me over a guy you just met. Deadass, I just turned 18 and you wouldn't let me work, but now I have to leave. With what? I'm speechless. And then a crying emoji, justified. This makes no sense. Why do I have to go? Like, where even? I'm going to cover your phone for a month. Oh, how generous. You'll also be given some food and time today to pack everything. I've done what the law requires. You're 18. I said no arguments. Let's keep this conversation respectful, okay? Or I can let him talk some sense into you if you're not understanding the situation. As a parent, as a mum, if a bloke come into my life and was like, your kids are 18 and I want to move in, but they have to move out, I'd be like, jog on, mate. You think I'm kicking my kids out for you? Pull the other one, it's got bells on. And then the OP says, wow, that is just despicable. Absolutely despicable. What a terrible mum. Honestly, this is probably someone who had kids because it seemed like a great idea at the time and then doesn't actually want to do any of the looking after them. Some people should not be allowed to reproduce, genuinely. And then down in the comments, either assistant 4610 says, wouldn't let you get a job until she tells you to get out. Exactly. I'd reach out to friends and family. I'd try to get in touch with the local government or something of that nature to see if there are some resources at your disposal. Not overreacting. Your mum is an asshole. I'd let her know if she wants to handle this way, she'll never see you again. Doesn't sound like she wants to. She literally said, I'll be watching you from afar, which basically means I'll be having nothing to do with you from now on. But I'll be keeping track of you on social media because I just like to know and I feel like I have a right, despite being a terrible parent. That's what I'd do at least. Also, for what it's worth, this behaviour likely translates into her relationships, so I doubt the fresh slate boyfriend won't be around long. Yeah, exactly. And then Toasted Rage 2 says OP's mum is going to be in for a shock when the boyfriend puts her in debt. Every hobosexual does this. Yes, exactly. Cheats on her and she has no friends because of how she treated her child. She got isolated because she was by some loser who's only using her for a place to live. Because surely he's not with her for her winning personality. Exactly, and when it all goes down the poo chute and the mum has no one, she's going to be crying big fat tears, and I think that's great, personally. And that's something that I would do if I was OP. I would tell everyone what she's done and why she's done it. Shame her. Shame for shame. Next post, if it'll load, posted by Brains Are Cool. Am I overreacting? Xmas gift from my boyfriend's parents. For context, I've been in a serious relationship with this person for 7 years. And we own a home together. His parents gifted me this shirt for Christmas and it made me sad. They said they thought that I would think it's funny, but definitely didn't. I also wouldn't consider myself a train wreck in any capacity. I just graduated from college this year. I work a full-time job and I own a home. Am I overreacting? So you've just graduated from college and you own a home? Mate! Could you not shame us all like that? So, and we see that it's a t-shirt and it says, I'm not always a train wreck. Just kidding, toot toot, with a woman riding a train. I mean, it depends, honestly. That I would probably find funny if someone gave it to me, but I suppose it depends on how you are with them. Are they like quite rude to you? Let me just go back and double check that the OP didn't say anything about that. I've been in a serious relationship. No, nowhere does it say about whether there is any animosity in that relationship at all. So yeah, I mean, if I had a good relationship with them, I'd just assume it was just a silly little joke. Maybe, maybe actually it's like an ironic joke, like, OP's clearly not a train wreck. OP has got everything sorted to a T. So, I don't know. It depends on that one. I'm torn. Let me know what you think in the comments, because I am actually very torn on that. I think it very much depends on the relationship that they have with the parents. Anyway, down in the comments, Evergreen Goth says, this one really depends on your relationship with them. Are they generally kind, warm people with a sense of humour who seem to like you? Then they probably don't think about the implication that they were calling you a train wreck and would be embarrassed and sad that it was hurtful. But if they're often passive-aggressive, tend to put you down, interfere with the relationship, or have expressed disapproval, then they knew it would be hurtful, and that was the intention. Yeah, and also I would be personally thinking back and trying to think, have I sat and made jokes about myself being, scatty-brained or a train wreck? Because I am someone who has clearly a lot of sort of scatty-brained moments. I'm not someone who's stupid. This is not me tooting my own horn or being like egotistical or anything, but I know I have, a decent enough level of intelligence. I'm just very scatty-brained. I get quite hyperactive and all over the place and stuff. And it's just how I am. So I'll quite often say, my brain's like a fart in a colander. It doesn't know which hole to go through. And it's like a running joke, but everyone I know, they all say, when I'm focused, I'm not stupid. I have intelligence, but I'm just really scatty-brained and a little bit clumsy. So yeah, I wonder if maybe the OP has made jokes before about themselves being a bit scatty-brained or something like that, and that's what they're getting at, and they thought, oh, it's an inside joke between us all. Yeah, I think with that, I would just go off what I think the intention was and the relationship that we have, personally. Next post, posted by Burzak191Z. Am I overreacting for punishing our daughters after what they wrote about their autistic sister? So, one sister says, oh my god, no way. His bio, I'm cackling. Leviticus 19:3334. I can't quite see the symbols there, by the way. That's why I'm like, because my screen on the crap top is crap. God first, FDT, I don't know what that is, and then some sports balls. Jesus is king and loves you for who you are. And then a picture that they've obviously made, basically taking the mick out of the way the sister dressed. I meant to say sister's boyfriend, can't be bothered to get the mic, that's why I sound terrible. Dresses, and it says, yes, I play baseball. How did you know? Him. And then the picture of this outfit, which has got like, looks like sunnies, straw hat, t-shirt, mismatched shorts, knee-high socks, and sliders. Girl is dating bro. No way he's actually into her. I'm sorry, but bro is not dating some autistic girl. Also, I love Sarah, but he is way out of her league. Do you love her though? I don't know, maybe he thinks dating her makes him tough, and then puts on fire emojis. I'm gonna feel bad for her when he breaks her heart. Seriously, no way he actually wants to listen to her autistic rants on fashion history. He might find it fascinating. There's nothing I love more than listening to people just waffle on about something they're really passionate about. Like when you can feel the excitement in their voice. I could be sat there having no idea what they're talking about, but something about it gives me the good feels. I don't know. I just love it. I love watching somebody find happiness in something. And sometimes the more obscure, the better. Because I'm like, teach me the things you know about this weird thing I have never heard of. Anyway, maybe he wants to bedazzle his baseball fit. I can't wait for her to go to his games and realise they're not for the weak. She'd probably cry about the noises and sounds. I still think it's a prank. No way he thinks fucking Sarah is the prettiest girl ever seen. And then some deleted messages, which worries me because they must have been bad, because this other stuff is bad enough for her to delete them. If I was a girl in his class, I'd be pissed he chose some fashion nerd over me too. Sounds like they're jealous to me. Sounds like they're very jealous, and it sounds like Sarah has talent in the fashion industry and they have none. Their talent is being nasty. My husband and I have 3 daughters who are 16, 14 and 13. Our youngest daughter is autistic and recently got her first date. There's a school dance coming up in February and a boy asked her out to the dance right before the Christmas break started. She mentioned this boy before, but we hadn't met him until a few days ago. The day she was asked out, she was telling us about the boy when she got home from school. Later that night, unbeknownst to us, our 2 older daughters found his TikTok and started messaging about him on there. Our 14-year-old got in trouble at school yesterday for cursing at a teacher after the teacher gave her friend a detention for a bullying incident. Speaks volumes. And my husband and I took her phone when we got home. This is not like her. Probably is, mate. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I feel this is exactly what she's like. And you're just now finding out. So we decided to go through her phone to see what might be influencing her and seeing how her friends act. When we got to her TikTok messages and saw that our 2 oldest girls were messaging about her and this boy and saying that he was out of her league and made references to her autism. Our youngest is autistic. Her special interest is fashion history. She's always been pretty quiet, but she moved to a new middle school this year as our district went from having 3 to 2. She's become friendly with some boys at this school, including her now dance partner. Our girls continued to go on saying that they thought it was a prank. My daughter told this boy about this and he was mad, and over FaceTime he asked to speak to our family. He showed us a teddy bear he had gotten her for Valentine's Day with her name on it. Oh, He said he'd give that to her early and give her other gifts later. The showing the bear was to prove that he wasn't pranking her. He then went on to talk about everything he liked about her. It was sweet seeing a boy so passionate over our daughter. Our girls apologised to their sister and her date. My husband and I told our daughters that they were both now grounded, and in addition to losing their phones for a week, they need to write a report about autism and dating. Our girls are saying that we're being too hard on them. Absolutely not. And when we spoke to both my parents and my husband's parents, they agreed with our older girls, saying that getting chewed out by the boy was punishment enough. My husband and I don't think we're being unreasonable. No, because I'm not being funny. There is a hint there that this is a pattern of behaviour, that at least one of the daughters is a bit of a bully, by the fact that she started swearing at a teacher who punished her friend for bullying. And the sister was sticking up for her bully of a friend. So it shows that there may be a pattern of behaviour here, and bullying is something that I do not play with. Like, luckily, neither of my kids have ever bullied anyone. But if they did, they would have no devices. They would be going, I'd be marching them to whoever's house it was, and I'd be making them apologise in front of the kids' parents. We don't fuck with bullying. Bullying ruins people's lives. Like, seriously, it leaves trauma so deeply rooted that it follows people into their adult lives. Like, my goodness. Anyway, down in the comment, Llama Bras says, just a thought, but you said this isn't like her regarding the school thing. It might be actually very on brand for her to act like that. Bingo! We always believe the best of our kids, but we also know some kids are assholes. They really are. Edit. And what are the deleted messages? Did you delete them or did your daughter? And then Affectionate Put 2460 says, yeah, cursing at the teacher for punishing the friend who was bullying indicates she's likely a bully as well. Exactly, because she's signing off on that behaviour. Next post, posted by Chicken Tazzini, says, am I overreacting for dumping my boyfriend over a peach audit? Now, I'm going to bet that that is not actually meaning a peach. I think they mean bum bum. I, F43, size 2, left my husband, M35, of 1.5 years after we got in a fight, and he texted me that he hasn't had access to a bum our entire relationship, and accused me of giving up being attractive because I didn't build one for him via squats. What? Okay, so I'm assuming you had the same body when you got with him. I'm Asian and have tried everything. This from the same man who swore I had a perfect body, all while I caught him constantly staring at curvier women. Apparently my glutes were a contractual obligation I failed to fulfill. Am I overreacting, or did I just escape a lifetime membership to Planet Shit? My Reddit sisters and brothers in Christ, please advise. No, see, for some reason in my head you'd got married, and I'm glad that I just read that again and skimmed over that again, because no, you did not. I don't know why I'm thinking that you did. No, absolutely not in the wrong for leaving. Someone like that who's going to put you down about your appearance is not worth it, and you're going to have a lifetime of hang-ups if you stay with someone like that who's constantly telling you that you're not good enough. You are good enough. You're absolutely good enough, and he must have thought you were good enough at one point because he got with you in the first place, the way you looked. Ignore him. He is a poo. That's all I have to say on that. And I'm sure you're absolutely beautiful, so ignore him. Small bums, big bums, flat bums, they're all great, aren't they? Bums are bums. We sit on them. That's what they're there for. Who cares? So we're going to read the messages now. So the dark grey is the OP's crappy ex, and the light grey, I think it's light grey, is the OP. I haven't had access to an ass in a year and a half. Ha 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 ha. I love that response, OP. I'm allowed to look at one to remember what it's like. Wow, low blow. Now you can have all the ass you want. And then something redacted, so I'm assuming it's like some personal information. I can't feel bad about words anymore. You said you'd work on an app a year ago, did like 3 days of squats and gave up trying to be attractive to me. I told you that's the thing I'm into, and you said you'd work on it, then didn't, and now you're shocked? Wild. And no, I'm not going to get. Does he not realise that some people's bodies are just made to look a certain way and no amount of squats is going to change that? And from what I'm imagining, the OP doesn't just have a big gaping void where her butt should be, so she has one. She just doesn't have what he seems to think is the acceptable form of a butt. Like, come on, mate, get over it. Anyway, down in the comments, Tracy G says, definitely not overreacting. If he likes curvy girls and is only attracted to curvy girls, then that is who he should be dating. There are plenty of men who will find you sexually attractive just the way you are. I cannot believe he expected you to just morph into what he wants. What an Ah, yes, I love the pun. I can believe he expected her to morph into what he wants. He feels like this happens all the time. Men choose women they don't really like and then get busy trying to change them. In all fairness, women do it all the time too. Half the Reddit posts I see are people complaining about a way that their spouse is and has always been. People kind of suck. Or maybe it's just people on Reddit. No, it's people in real life. I have had many friends actually say to me, if you meet someone and you don't like the way they dress or the way their hair is or blah, 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 don't worry because you can train them when you're with them. And I'm like, what? When you really step back and think about that, that's so creepy. Like, I'm going to get with you and then manipulate you into looking the exact way that I want. Okay. But no, I think if someone doesn't have what you want, especially when it comes to body shape, like clothing is one thing. If someone just really doesn't know how to dress and you get with them and then eventually they learn how to dress through you, that is one thing. I think it's weird to purposefully get with someone and be like, I am going to change everything about the way they present themselves. Don't really like that. But when you're getting with someone and you're thinking, I can make them change their body, like how far does that go? How far are you willing to take that trying to force someone to change? Are you willing to make them get plastic surgery? Are you willing to make them get fillers and Botox and things like that? Are you willing to put them down and break them down until they're a shell so you can mold them into what you want them to be? It's not fair. Just find someone who has the body type you want. Because like I say, no amount of squats will change the way your body is laid out for some people. Some people, yeah, they can bash out a few squats, a few like leg raises or whatever. And can you tell I've not been into the gym in a long time? And then their body changes. But not everyone's is like that. So yeah, it's so gross. That is so gross and icky. And I'm so glad the OP left. I really am. Okay, I think that's all we've got time for today. I have managed to waffle spectacularly in this one. I do apologise. I hope at least some of you like these really chatty ones where I'm clearly feeling like a mouth a minute. But yeah, if you made it all the way to the end with me, then I appreciate you very, very much. If you give a little like, subscribe, notifications on, do not forget to leave an offering of a comment for Big L, because that's something we have to do these days. And that'll be your initiation into the Covenant Void. Welcome! Whatever it is you're doing for the day, I hope you have a really good rest of the day. Goodbye!